In the golden sands of Kemet, what the world would one day call Egypt, the gods watched over the land of men. Among them was Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian of the necropolis, lord of embalming, and keeper of sacred truths. His eyes were cold dark pools of judgment, unyielding as stone yet full of mysteries that mortals dared not gaze into. He was solitary. Unlike Ra, who blazed across the sky surrounded by divine attendants, or Hathor, worshipped in festivals of music and love, Anubis dwelt in the quiet of tombs. His task was eternal and lonely, guiding souls, weighing hearts, preserving the fragile vessels of life. Mortals feared him, priests revered him, but no one dared to love him. And so the god of death walked alone. But even death, silent and absolute, cannot forever bar love from entering its halls. Chapter 1, The Priestess of Neith. In the city of Say, on the lush delta where papyrus grew thick, lived Neferet, daughter of a high priest of Neith, goddess of war and weaving. Neferet was unlike others of her temple. While many women of rank adorned themselves with jewels, she found beauty in simplicity. Her fingers were always stained with ink from copying sacred texts, her voice trained in hymns whispered to the goddess under starlight. One evening, while tending offerings for the temple's crypts, Neferet lingered in the tombs. She had often felt the stillness of the dead not as terror but as a quiet companionship. She hummed to them, sang songs to ease their journey, and touched the stone sarcophagi with tenderness. That night, when the moon rose like a silver eye, she felt a presence unlike any mortal shadow. A figure emerged from the darkness, tall, cloaked in black linen, with the sleek jackal's head that glowed faintly in silver light. Her heart faltered. She knew at once who he was. Anpu, guardian of the West, she whispered, using his ancient name. She fell to her knees. Anubis studied her. Most mortals quivered, wept, begged when they encountered him. But Neferet's fear was tempered by awe, her devotion laced with curiosity. "You do not tremble," Anubis said, his voice deep as earth. "My goddess teaches me," Neferet replied, steady, "that life and death are threads in the same tapestry. If you are its weaver, how can I fear you?" Anubis tilted his head, intrigued. Few mortals dared meet his gaze. Fewer still spoke to him with reverence without pleading for something in return. "You sing to the dead," he said. "Why?" "Because they are not gone," she murmured. "They listen. And even in silence, they deserve love." Anubis turned away then, for even a god of death could feel the stirrings of something strange. Chapter 2, The Silent Meetings. That night was not their last. Each evening, when Neferet tended the offerings, the shadows would deepen, and Anubis would appear. Sometimes he said nothing, only watched as she arranged jars of unguents or poured water over altars. At other times, he asked questions, about her life, her dreams, the hymns she sang. And sometimes, he listened. Truly listened. Neferet spoke of her longing for knowledge beyond what priests permitted women to study. She confessed her loneliness, despite being surrounded by worshippers. She spoke of how she felt the gods, but Anubis was the first she had ever truly seen. "Do you ever feel alone?" she asked him one night. Anubis's silence lingered, heavy as the tomb. Finally, he said, "The dead are many. Yet I walk alone among them." Something in Neferet's heart ached then, for the god whom all feared, who bore his duty without solace. She wanted to reach out, to touch his hand, but did not. For he was divine, and she mortal. Still, in the spaces between incense smoke and moonlight, something unspoken grew. Chapter 3, The First Touch. Seasons turned. The Nile rose and fell. Life in Say bustled, but Neferet's heart belonged to the stillness of the tombs. One night, when storms raged outside and thunder shook the temple walls, she ran barefoot into the crypts, clutching a small oil lamp. The flames wavered, threatening to die, until a larger shadow engulfed her. "Why are you here, child of Neith?" Anubis asked. "The storm, the tombs," she gasped. "I feared the water would seep in. I came to protect the resting ones." Her lamp flickered out, leaving her in darkness. But in that darkness, she felt warmth, a hand, strong and inhuman, clasping hers. Her breath caught. "Do not fear," Anubis said, his jackal face unreadable in the dark. "I will guide you." His touch was strange, cold at first, then steady, grounding. And though she could not see him, she trusted him utterly. When the storm subsided and dawnlight broke into the tombs, Anubis released her hand. Yet the echo of that touch burned in her heart long after. Chapter 4, Whispers Among the Gods. But gods are never left unseen by other gods. Hathor, goddess of love and joy, noticed the change in Anubis. He, who once moved through duat with silence, now carried an air of quiet lightness. She teased him when they met at Ra's court. "You, Lord of Death, smile in your shadows," she said, her golden eyes glinting. "What mortal has stirred your heart?" Anubis did not answer. He did not need to. But Set, the god of chaos, also observed. And where Hathor saw beauty, Set saw weakness. A mortal beloved could be an opening, a weapon. And so the seeds of danger were sown. Chapter 5, The Forbidden Love. Anubis knew well the rules of gods and mortals. Such bonds were fragile, fleeting. Mortals aged, gods endured. Yet, the pull toward Neferet grew stronger. One night, he appeared not in the tombs, but in her chamber. The flame of her lamp flickered as his form emerged. "You should not be here," she whispered, though her eyes shone with longing. "I should not," he agreed. "And yet I am." Her breath trembled as she reached for him. This time, he did not draw away. His hand, cool yet firm, brushed against her cheek. For the first time, she saw not the fearsome god of death but a soul as yearning as her own. "Neferet," he said, her name rough in his divine voice. "Your voice has become my solace. Your presence, my only peace." And before she could answer, his lips, strange yet soft, met hers. The god of death, who kissed no one, who touched no one, had claimed love. Chapter 6, Set's Cruelty. But love cannot remain hidden forever. One night, as Neferet and Anubis walked beneath the stars at the temple's edge, a storm of sand swirled unnaturally around them. From its heart strode Set, eyes blazing with malice. "So," Set snarled, "the jackal god lowers himself to mortal flesh." Neferet clutched Anubis's arm, fear rippling through her. "She is mine," Anubis growled, baring sharp teeth. "Yours." Set laughed cruelly. "You, guardian of corpses, claim a living bride. Then let us see if she can survive chaos." Before Anubis could shield her, Set unleashed a blast of storm wind that hurled Neferet across the sands. She struck the ground, her mortal body breaking. Blood darkened the earth. "No!" Anubis roared, dropping to his knees beside her. Her breaths were shallow, her eyes glassy. Yet she smiled faintly, even as life slipped away. "Do not grieve," she whispered. "Even in death, I will be with you." Her hand fell limp. Her spirit fled. Chapter 7, Into the Duat. Anubis cradled her lifeless form, fury boiling in him. He could not strike Set down, not yet. But he swore vengeance. First, though, he had to save her. Carrying Neferet's body, he descended into the Duat, the underworld. Through caverns of fire, across rivers of shadow, he bore her to the hall of Ma'at, where hearts were weighed against the feather of truth. Neferet's spirit appeared, radiant yet fragile. Anubis placed her heart upon the scales. The balance tipped in perfection. Her heart was lighter than the feather. She was pure, worthy of eternal paradise. But Anubis was not ready to let her go. "Great Ma'at," he pleaded, bowing before the eternal principle of truth, "let her remain by my side. Grant her soul a place not beyond me, but with me." Ma'at regarded him, her face serene. "You ask to break the natural order, guardian. Mortals are not meant to walk with gods." "Then bind her to death," Anubis said fiercely. "If she must not live, then let her live in death, with me." Ma'at was silent. Then she nodded. "So be it." Chapter 8, Bride of the Jackal God. From that day, Neferet became something more than mortal, less than goddess, a spirit bound to Anubis's side. She walked with him in the duat, guiding souls, singing to the dead. Her form shimmered between life and shadow, her eyes glowing softly with the light of eternity. Anubis was no longer alone. Where once he moved in silence, now he moved with her song. Where once he bore his duty with solitude, now he bore it with love. Together, they became guardians of the dead, the jackal god and his mortal bride, who chose not paradise but love eternal in the underworld. Epilogue. Whispers in the tombs. Priests of Egypt would whisper of a strange presence in the tombs, of soft songs heard when no singers stood there, of jackals whose eyes glowed with kindness instead of hunger. They told tales that those who died with love in their hearts were guided not by Anubis alone, but by a woman beside him, her voice gentle as the Nile. And though Set raged and plotted, nothing could undo what had been woven. For love, once born, is stronger than chaos, stronger than fear, stronger even than death. Thus endures the love story of Anubis, the god who walked alone, until one mortal priestess dared to love the darkness, and in doing so, became its light.